Rob, everything Star Wars. He's there, I'm here, you are there, someone somewhere. Yeah.
So this is part 3 of the interview I had with Jeremy. This will be the halfway point. So I got half my questions done, but I think at this point the questions really started coming out, and the feelings I had about this point was great, much better understanding of who Jeremy is. I wish I could do this with more channels, but check it out. Here's part 3, and let me know what you think in the comment section after this video. I'm almost through the first half of my questions, so I hope I'm sorry, but again, call me ignorant, but I don't like hearsay. I'd rather go to the source. Mm-hmm. And when Ryan said he was doing this, I said, please put me on here, please. I'm because I want to get this all straight. Now, with Disney Plus around the corner, which I'm very pumped up for, and I've seen The Mandalorian, I think it's excellent so far. We know what's happened with trailers. Mm-hmm. Do you hate anything that Disney puts out for Star Wars? Without seeing it, would you just say, okay, here's Boba Fett, Star Wars, I hate it?
Okay, you got to frame that a little bit differently for me. I need to make sure I'm understanding what I'm answering.
Let's say we know what's coming out, but let's say they're putting out Darth Vader. Mm-hmm. They're going to do a Darth Vader movie. Mm-hmm. Are you going to jump on, do a video and say, I hate it? Without seeing anything, without, the trailer, without anything, would you just jump because it's Disney Star Wars? Are you going to jump and say, anything Disney puts, I hate?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always going to have generally a negative kind of basic initial reaction to any announcement they make, but much like The Mandalorian, I've done nothing but praise The Mandalorian from the footage that we've seen and the trailers that we've gotten. There's been a few stories about The Mandalorian about how they might tie it to the sequel trilogy that I've expressed my concerns about, but overall I would say I've been nothing but positive about The Mandalorian. I was at Star Wars Celebration when the trailer dropped, and I think The Mandalorian looks great.
But wait.
Jedi. Oh, go ahead.
Did you not say earlier that you did the third video you did, which got more traction, that you, maybe I misunderstood, that you bashed The Mandalorian?
Well, no. Well, not the third of the 3 that I presented, but it wasn't the third in chronological order. I actually think that was the second. So I did a trailer reaction, which was very positive, and then I did a reaction to a story about The Mandalorian, how there was an article saying that they might do some type of like Orange Man bad story, some themes about Trump. So I ranted about that, expressing my displeasure if that truly was the case, and that got more views than the praise views, but it also got less on percentage wise, it got a worse like to dislike ratio than the ones where I was praising it. And then the third one was another trailer reaction, which I overly praised again, and which again had a better like to dislike ratio than the one where I was shitting on it. So also Jedi Fallen Order, I'm greatly looking forward to that, which is a new video game coming out from Respawn and EA. I'm looking forward to that. I'm cautiously optimistic about season 7 of the Clone Wars because I just don't want them to ruin Ahsoka. So yeah, I'm not inherently going to be against a Disney Star Wars announcement, but I'm definitely going to be cautiously optimistic at best for anything that Kathleen Kennedy is the leader over, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Okay, so we're almost to my point, finally.
That's okay.
But
I'm enjoying this. This is good.
Yeah. Okay, great. Listen, I planned this out. You have no idea. This was going in my head all week. What am I going to ask him? I don't want to seem like a jerk. I don't want to seem like a fool. I don't want people to say what a jerk this guy is. I just wanted to really, and I work in a courthouse, so this is just what I do,
Right. You're building whatever case you're trying against me.
Exactly. You got it. Yeah. This is the only way I know how to do it.
That's why I'm answering these as broad and as careful as I can. I'm not putting myself in a corner.
Well, no, I don't want you to. I don't want you to. But like I said, this all stems from the war I had that lasted over a week.
Right.
And I'll make my point after this, but I just really got to get this out. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I know you're tired. You might have to pee. You might be hungry. I don't know. But I appreciate, I know it's 3 hours and 45 minutes. I appreciate it.
No, I'm having fun.
Good. Okay, good. So so now with that being said, you purchased Jedi Fallen Order, correct?
I haven't purchased it yet, but I haven't even done a pre-order. But
man, come on, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, I don't do pre-orders. I don't do pre-orders.
Yeah, but you always get a bonus if you get it.
Fuck that. I don't pre-order.
Okay.
But
you're gonna get it.
I am gonna get it as long as I don't hear anything horrible about it. I mean, there's a couple of minor critiques I've heard about it, but it looks great, and I trust Respawn. I trust Respawn.
If you want next week, I'm gonna do a cheap plug. I'm gonna play it. So I'll play it live, and if you just you could catch it and see if you like it or not.
Okay.
Give it a judgment.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, so you said you're not. Okay, what about the Disney Plus? Are you purchasing that?
I'm a Verizon customer, so I get it for free.
For free? Oh, wow! Lucky you.
Yep.
Okay, if Disney Plus is successful, are you going to then? What would your attitude be? If you like Obi-Wan, you like what they're putting out there, do you think that this will change the way you view things, or will you still be cautious?
I'm at this point, I mean, Disney had me. They had me in the palm of their hand with Star Wars. And I mean, like I said, even prior to The Last Jedi, Lucasfilm directly reached out to me and brought me in for a personal tour of Lucasfilm, myself and my family.
Oh, wow.
So now those people have since acted like I'm dead since I started speaking out. They unfollowed me on Facebook, or they unfriended me on Facebook, unfollowed me on Twitter, and that's fine
because you're toxic and negative. That's
yes, and the person that invited me and gave me the tour is still there. I'm not going to name their name, but you can run, but you can't hide. But
right.
So they had me in the palm of their hand, and I was their number one cheerleader. I had full faith in Kathleen Kennedy because I was told by George Lucas, Bob Iger, and Steven Spielberg that this woman was going to, and she sat there across from George Lucas and said, I'm going to honor your characters in these stories. So I had no reason to not believe it.
We still have to do a talk about that, man. I mean, I don't want to kill people's time because that's not what this is about, but I definitely want to get into that sooner.
Yeah. And so they had me in the palm of their hand. So your question is if Obi-Wan and Mandalorian and a lot of this Disney Plus stuff, if it's good and if I like it, am I going to be back invested? And I can't answer that question because I don't know the dynamics. Because again, my issue with Disney and Lucasfilm is not a bad movie. My issue with Disney and Lucasfilm is how they handled the criticism of a bad movie and how they painted the fandom. So that's really my overall problem. And so. Again, I can move on from The Last Jedi. And like I said, as much as I hate Snyder's DCEU, I love Zack Snyder as a dude. Like, I think he's just a great guy, I just don't like his vision for movies on these particular things. So my problems with them is it's definitely creative, but it goes well beyond creative. You know what I mean? So.
All right. So, okay. So, I had to ask this one. Did you purchase anything Disney Star Wars? That means movies, figures, games, anything since Disney has purchased Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
You have. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So now, here's where I got backed into a corner.
Okay.
Now, remember, there's two guys, or whoever, guy, girl, I don't know what it was, and they were just blowing, and I couldn't fight back at this point. They were like, how could you guys say to boycott, to not spend money on Disney, but yet you have somebody who has an annual pass, which you said you do, who has seen the movies, who said he liked The Last Jedi, who still supports, and he's telling other people, like, okay, do as I say, don't do as I do. How isn't that hypocritical to stand behind a fandom and say, hey, we're against Disney Star Wars, don't open your wallet, but yet he's the one who is opening a wallet. My answer was, I can't talk for him because he's never acknowledged my presence ever. He doesn't know who I am. I'm a little tadpole. I could get eaten in seconds. He's never acknowledged me. He doesn't know, and I know him. He doesn't know of me. So I can't answer for somebody. All I can say is that, look, like you said, you can dislike something, and I don't think there's anything wrong with disliking something. I think that's I know people. What I'm getting the theme of tonight from Den of Nerds, Josh, and other people who've come on here is that they're saying stuff like you can't dislike because then you're negative and you're not bringing a positive image towards. So you're trying to disrupt, destroy Star Wars. I don't think that's true. And it's like, okay, look, I love Star Wars. I was in the theater in 1977. Okay, I waited 3 hours online to see that movie, and I did not know what I was seeing. I had my mother there, my grandma. I didn't know what I was seeing. And it was one of the first movies I've ever seen in my life. And when that score hit, when that big ship was chasing that little ship, when the music hit, this big guy with black comes out with these white soldiers, I was blown away. That second was it for me. That changed my entire life. To this date, 40 years later, I loved it. I've been passionate about it. I have figures, I have games, I've seen all the movies. I don't like the sequel trilogies. I don't like the direction. I'm trying to stay positive. I don't want to see Star Wars die because I love it that passionately. You know, it gets me away from my life, from my problems that I have. And I just hate hearing the words, well, you got a leader who's toxic. You got a leader who's negative. You got a leader who's telling you to do something, yet he's doing the total opposite of what he's telling you to do. And at that point, I was beat down and said, what am I going to say here? So the question of all that means, are you a hypocrite? And that's what I need to know, and that's what I need to fire back at these people.
Well, I have never told anybody how to spend their money or what to do with their money. I've never told anybody. I've told people if you want to choose to do that, that's fine. I've been on record many times saying I'm an individualist. If you want to do something with your money and your time, I have no authority over that. I can give you my advice. I can tell you how I feel, but I support you doing whatever you want to do. If I was paying that narrative, I would never admit that I'm an annual pass holder at Walt Disney World. You know, I do that so that my supporters understand, for transparency purposes, I love the Disney theme parks. I love them. I don't like what's going on at Galaxy's Edge, but so yeah, I mean, all of that is just that is that narrative that kind of gets built up by people that don't do anything but listen to, you know, other people say stuff, and then someone else says something, and then so it builds up to this thing that of all these things that I've never said and don't stand for, and they're being used against me. So yeah, that's but I appreciate the fact that you are doing the exact opposite of what these people are doing. You're going to the source and you're getting the information, and you care about, you know, you have, you know, good character about yourself, and you don't want to sit there and defend someone that you don't know the answers to. You know, you can go, hey, I like Jeremy. I think he's great. But these are some serious accusations, and I'm not going to blindly support someone. I'm going to get the information firsthand and then educate myself, which is the exact opposite of what these people are doing. They don't want to educate themselves. And, you know, so I appreciate that.
Well, listen, that's why I appreciate you being on here for 4 hours. And, you know, I may have more if I'm allowed to ask, because... Fire
away, buddy.
Okay. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Comment down below. What do you think so far? What do you think of the questioning? Am I on point? I mean, I tried to be not harsh. I wouldn't say harsh, but I really tried to dig. You know, I wanted to know, you know, just everything I was hearing. I mean, and I think that the best way to do that in life is to talk to the person. Communication is key in anything, in your relationships, in your friendships, even online. I mean, I think that by communicating, it's much better than arguing with people and assuming, you know, because a lot of assumptions are made. Oh, it's a hate group. Oh, you're hypocritical. Oh, this, that. And this is what I wanted to find out. You know, do you hate everything Star Wars? Do you, I don't mean my channel. Do you know, and it was great to hear these answers. But you let me know what you think in the comment section, and curious to if you want to leave a comment. If not, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'm going to continue with part 4 of the interview. And I got another video coming out shortly. I'll see you later.